boy, has it been an exciting week. Let's jump into the trade deadline and next week's predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tackle Talk Network, and let's jump right on into it. First things first, holy trade deadline. We got a lot going on with Quinnen Williams, and let's just start. So Sauce Gardner is the big main trade. I'm going to get to him here in a little bit, but first, early on this week, we had the Eagles trading both for Jalen Phillips and Jaire Alexander. Ravens got a 2026 6th-round pick, and the Dolphins a 2026 3rd-round pick. From those trades, the Eagles add to their defense with a corner and a linebacker acquisition. Fantastic trades by the Eagles. They seem to do it every single year. A.J. Brown, not traded at the time of this recording. Now, moving on, Rashid Shaheed moved from the Saints to the Seahawks with a 2026 4th-round pick, as well as a 6th-round pick from 2026. Kind of crazy, Rashid Shaheed, fast dual-threat receiver, especially because he can catch passes out of the backfield, and he can also stretch that field. Seattle Seahawks going out and getting this shows that they need an extra receiver to help stretch the field that Sam Darnold can just lob the ball straight up to. Next, you had Jakobi Meyers go straight to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 4th and a 6th from 2026. Now, with this being said, the Las Vegas Raiders probably took the loss here, seeing that Jakobi Meyers is probably their best receiver, and you're looking at the Raiders probably folding their hand. Another team that folded their hand this week was, in fact, the Cowgirls. No, I'm kidding. The Cowboys actually made two really good acquisitions. One, Logan Wilson from the Cincinnati Bengals for a 2026 7th-round pick. Not that alone, but they also went and got the big boy Quinnen Williams for a 2026 2nd-round pick and next year's 2027 1st-round pick, as well as defensive tackle Mazi Smith, straight to the Cowboys. Now, this is great for the Cowboys, seeing that they need to work on their run defense, but if you would have just kept Micah Parsons, you would have been fine. With that being said, the Jets didn't just make that move, they went on ahead and made the biggest trade of the day, trading Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts giving up both of this year's and next year's 1st-round picks in both 2026 and 2027, and Adonai Mitchell. If you're the Jets, you have another quality receiver that you can throw the ball to. If you're the Colts, you just got yourself a fantastic corner, and you're probably trying to pull a Los Angeles Rams, trying to get as much pieces as possible as you can on that roster to be able to make a push far deep in the playoffs. Now, Sauce Gardner has had a bit of a down year this year, but I personally think that he's going to have a way better time over there with the young DB group in Indianapolis. Which, by the way, I was just in Indianapolis for FFA, National Convention, and as you can tell, I haven't been uploading near as recently. I mean, the last time I uploaded a video was week 1. It's week 10, but with it being week 10, let's get in to some week 10 prediction. I've got week 10 all queued up. First game. Sorry, I muted my mic. This microphone is so, janky sometimes. What the? We got the Raiders versus the Broncos, and you best bet I'm taking the Broncos. 97% pick. They're 7-2. They're getting a win against the Raiders. The Raiders do have a chance to compete. The fact that they didn't compete against the 4-5 Chiefs. The fact that they didn't compete against the 5-4 Chiefs, that just proves where they're at. Next, you have the Falcons and the Colts. I'm going to take the Colts this week, even though the Falcons have been in contention with a lot of these teams in close games, especially last week. They were in a very, very, very close matchup, but I see them losing again here. New York Giants, Chicago Bears. I'm actually kind of on the bandwagon with the Chicago Bears. They've had a great year. Ben Johnson's been playing great plays, or he's been calling great plays, rather. And it's just been amazing there for the Chicago Bears. New York Giants, I mean, you had another season-ending injury there with Cam Scadaboo a few weeks ago. And Jackson Dart, I mean, he's making a good push for Rookie of the Year. I feel like the Giants need to win a few more games before that happens. But Big surprise for me out of the Giants, at least. Next, you got the Bills and the Dolphins. If the Dolphins somehow win this game, that's insane. Buffalo Bills, they're probably the best team in the AFC right now, if not the Colts. Next, you have the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings. I'm actually going to take the Minnesota Vikings. I know that, Lamar is back and the Ravens are looking good and, they have to win out to even win the AFC North. But J.J. McCarthy looked fantastic against that Detroit defense. I like him against the Ravens defense. They've been struggling more than the Lions defense has. And yeah, next you got the Jets and the Browns. I mean, do we even need to talk about this game? It's the literal toilet bowl. I thought the toilet bowl was the Jets-Raiders. No, that game ended up being a heater earlier on this season. I mean, like, what? What is happening? Yeah, give me the Jets, actually. I think the Jets get their second win. Justin Fields looked good a couple weeks ago. Now you got the New England Patriots, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both the same amount of losses. The Bucs are heavily favored in this matchup. Give me the New England Patriots. They're going to go into Tampa and whoop up. Next, you got the Saints and the Panthers. Panthers are going to get on a roll, get their 6th win, which is probably the most wins they've had this early on in the season since they had Christian McCaffrey on the roster, which is kind of insane to say. But yeah, the Saints suck. So that's just Saints, just tank, get, a Manning, I guess, even though he's probably not the best quarterback in the draft class coming up. But you know what? Just go ahead and get him. Got nothing to lose. Next, you get Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. Houston Texans have been on a struggle bus. So are the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a close matchup. Give me the Texans. I think the Texans will win. I do know that C.J. Stroud isn't going to be playing this game. I mean, just give me the Texans. I mean, Jacksonville's probably going to win it, but give me the Texans because this is my YOLO pick of the week. What isn't my YOLO pick of the week is the fact that the Arizona Cardinals actually looked good last week. They looked good on Monday Night Football. So, I mean, take it as you will. I'm still taking the Seattle Seahawks because it's the Seattle Seahawks and they've been on a high rise. But do be looking for Arizona to make this a good game. Next, you got the Los Angeles Rams. There you go. Got the right one this time. Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. This is going to be a close one. Give me the Rams. I think they steamroll the 49ers. 49ers are good. Mac Jones has been looking good. The Rams probably won't have Puka Nacua, and if they do, it'll be a very limited snap count. At the moment, he is not exactly fully healthy. He did play some snaps in their game this last week. But, yeah, just give me the Rams. You got the Lions and the Commanders up next. Yeah, Detroit Lions all day. The Commanders lost their franchise quarterback for the rest of the season, and that team does not operate well without Jaden Daniels, and apparently it doesn't operate well with Jaden Daniels. So, Commanders, take your losses, take a high draft pick, and we'll see you again next year. Pittsburgh Steelers, Los Angeles Chargers. Now, the Chargers have been playing all right football, but give me the Pittsburgh Steelers here, 5-3. They lost that one game to Cincinnati a few weeks ago, turned it right back around, and gave the Colts a spanking. Pretty much. I mean, their defense is absolutely awesome. That Pittsburgh Steelers defense, I mean, they were having a funeral for them before the game. If you haven't seen that clip, go to ESPN and check it out. But they were having a funeral for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense pregame, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers defense showed up and showed out like we know that they can. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. Eagles-Packers, the Greens match up once again. This has been a pretty favorable matchup for the Philadelphia Eagles in the last couple of years. Give me the Green Bay Packers. I know they just came off of a tough loss to the Carolina Panthers, but here's the deal. The Green Bay Packers have played all of their games in very close quarters. They haven't had a game where they're just blown out of the water. So the Eagles haven't really either, and I don't think the Eagles offense, even at this point in the season, they're 6-2. They're favored at 74%. Still give me the Green Bay Packers. They're 5-2-1. And how many points will be? You know what? I think every time they play somebody from the NFC East, it's a shootout. So give me 45 points total scored in this game. Let me know what other picks I could make down in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Grant Higby, and I'll see you later.